Ask and you shall receive. And I'm going to actually throw in a bonus type of employment status. And I'm going to start with the least stressful to the most stressful. Now, the least stressful option is to be hourly. There are a few hourly shops. I don't know what state this person is in, but you can find an hourly shop, whether it's a Great Clips or a Sport Clips. But you don't got to worry about nothing. All you got to do is go to work, see hair, cut hair. Now, the benefit of being an hourly employee is that no matter how many people come through the door, no matter how many haircuts you do, no matter how good you do the haircut, your paycheck is guaranteed. You will make whatever hourly rate, no matter how busy or how slow you are. Now, something to consider though is if you are hourly, it's a good chance they're going to squeeze as much productivity out of you as they can. So it's a good chance they're probably going to demand you to do 4 or 5 cuts an hour, which probably won't be very high end cuts. But the benefit of that is they're going to teach you how to accept good enough. And I think new barbers have a really hard time with perfection or trying to accomplish perfection when a lot of times good enough is good enough. Now, that's the first type of employment is hourly. The second type would be commission. That is a little less stressful, but you are still on the hook for some of the marketing because the more clients you see, the more money you make. Um, some shops will have a tiered structure of commission based on who the client is. For example, if the client is a walk in, you might be at like a 50-50 split with the shop and the shop owner. If the client is a returning client, then you might, be eligible for a higher commission split because without you, that client might not be likely to return. And like I said, the marketing and like the quality of work that you do is going to be indicative of what the client's likelihood to return is. So there is a little bit more stress and pressure on you to perform at a high level because if those people don't like working with you, then your employment status might be in jeopardy. Now, the last option is booth rent. Booth rent is where you pay a fixed or set rate weekly or monthly. And no matter how busy or how slow you are, that is the amount of money you pay. Now, that for some people is the most stressful employment relationship to enter into, especially if you've never done it before and or if you don't have clients and you're moving to a new area or working in a new type of environment. But I can tell you based on how much money you can make in this industry, that is always your best bet. Now, that is the most stressful because everything falls on you: your marketing, your schedule, your pricing, your hours. All of those things are set for you when you're commissioned or when you're hourly. But when you work for yourself, you've got to be responsible for every aspect of your business from how long you work, what hours you work, what you charge, your marketing. You've got to be responsible for taking pictures and posting, and you're paying for your advertisement. Um, all of those things are upon you. So I would always encourage people to take a flyer on themselves, especially if they have a decent skill set. But if you're somebody fresh out of school and you take 3 hours on a haircut and the end result doesn't look picturesque, then you're better off going hourly. And then once you get the hang of it and you're confident, you're comfortable, and people start to come to you by name, they're requesting you, that's when you want to start considering going either commission or just straight booth rental because the scale tips in your favor. Let me know if that answered your question. Hopefully, this gave some insight for the people that don't understand the industry and don't know what they should do. for the next move. I would always encourage you, step on faith, go swing for the fences. If it doesn't work, you can always go commissioned, you can always go hourly, but booth rent, you're going to make the most money. Most shops are anywhere from like on the low end 150 a week, on the high end 300 a week, but it also depends on the state, the city, the population. It also depends on the amenities that the shop provides. Some shops are nicer than others, so you just got to do your research, figure out what makes the most sense for you, pick the right environment, because that is more important than anything ever, and most people don't consider that, and they don't realize the importance of an environment until they pick the wrong one. Sean Cuts to H on all social media. I stream Thursday through Monday on TikTok, Twitch, Kick, YouTube, Instagram, and sometimes Facebook. I'd love to hear from you. I'd love to create content catered toward your questions so that there's a good chance that I'm actually helping somebody instead of just speaking into the internet. Appreciate y'all time. Hope you have a great week. Take care.